Hello everyone, welcome to Arpita Sharma classes. I am Arpita Sharma, your educator, and today we are going to study ethics in public administration. आज की क्लास में हम public administration में ethics को कैसे use किया जाए ये पढ़ने वाले हैं. So we all know we have studied so far what is ethics. We have studied what is probity. We have studied what is emotional intelligence. What is IQ, what is EQ, emotional quotient क्या होता है हमने वो भी पढ़ा है, right? So far we have covered all the major topics. So today we are going to study the use of ethics in public administration and what is partisanship and what is non-partisanship, and with the real life examples as well, and how ethics can be used in governance. That also we are going to study today. So I hope you all are prepared for the class. Also you can follow me on Instagram now. आप अर्पिता शर्मा क्लासेस को Instagram पे भी follow कर सकते हैं. So this is Arpita Sharma classes on Instagram. Arpita Sharma classes Instagram पर भी है, आप हमें यहाँ follow कर सकते हैं, right? And we are uploading all the flow charts, all the important pictures, notes, resources on our Instagram page. हम अपने Instagram page पे सभी important flow charts, सभी important notes, resources publish कर रहे हैं. So you can follow us on Instagram. We are with the name Arpita Sharma classes. So we'll be uploading much more notes on Instagram as well. Also you can follow us on Telegram. आप हमें Telegram पे भी follow कर सकते हैं. On Telegram our channel's name is Simplifying UPSC with Ease. हमारे चैनल का नाम Telegram पे है Simplifying UPSC with Ease. You can follow us on Telegram for the newspaper summaries, practice questions, mock tests, etc. As well as you can follow us on Twitter. आप हमें Twitter पे भी follow कर सकते हो. Right? Here we have @Arpita Sharma. This is the page we have on Twitter. So you can follow us on Twitter as well, because all the important notes are posted on Twitter as well. Okay. Also I am taking live classes on Unacademy Plus. मैं Unacademy Plus पर live classes ले रही हूँ. So you can use code Sharma20 to get 10% discount on your Unacademy Plus subscription. I am taking courses on history. राइट मैं हिस्ट्री पे फ्लो चार्ट एंड स्टोरी फॉर्मेट में कोर्सेज ले रही हूँ. आई एम टीचिंग हिस्ट्री इन फ्लो चार्ट एंड स्टोरी फॉर्मेट ऑन Unacademy Plus. लाइव क्लासेज आर कंडक्टेड. So you can use code Sharma20 to get 10% discount on Unacademy Plus. Now let's start with the first topic, emotional intelligence. सबसे पहले टॉपिक से शुरू करते हैं जो कि आपका इमोशनल इंटेलिजेंस, वन ऑफ द मोस्ट important topics in GS paper 4. Frequently questions are asked on this topic. Now this topic, emotional intelligence, this word was coined in 1990 by two psychology professors, John D. Mayer and Peter Salovey. So ये दो psychologists थे, जॉन डी मेयर और पीटर सैलोवे, जिन्होंने इमोशनल इंटेलिजेंस के कॉन्सेप्ट को डेवलप किया. दे सेड दैट व्हाट इज इमोशनल इंटेलिजेंस. वी ऑल नो व्हाट इज नॉर्मल इंटेलिजेंस. एक इंटेलिजेंस क्या होती है वो हमें पता है, बट व्हेन वी ऐड द वर्ड इमोशनल टू इट, व्हाट डज इट मीन? इट मीन्स व्हेन यू एक्यूरेटली परसीव योर ओन एंड अदर्स इमोशंस एज वेल. See, we all are aware of our own emotions. हम अपने emotions को भली भांति समझते हैं, जानते हैं. But when the person also analyzes, accurately perceives other person's emotions, accurately understands other person's emotions as well, that person is known as emotionally intelligent. हर इंसान अपने इमोशंस को तो अच्छे से समझ सकता है, बट जो इंसान दूसरों के इमोशंस को भी अच्छे से समझ सके उसे इमोशनली इंटेलिजेंट इंसान बोलते हैं. ठीक है. So to understand the signals that emotions send about relationships, it's a part of being emotionally intelligent. So when you are able to manage your emotions as well as other people's emotions, that means you are emotionally intelligent. Okay. So it is an ability to perceive emotions, to assess and generate emotions so as to assist thought, to understand emotions, emotional knowledge, and then reflectively regulate emotions. Right? What do you mean by regulating emotions? अब regulate करना क्या होता है? To promote emotional and intellectual growth. For example, you are an IAS officer, right? मान लीजिए कि आप एक IAS ऑफिसर हैं और आपके अंडर आपका स्टाफ काम कर रहा है. योर स्टाफ इज वर्किंग अंडर यू. सो इफ यू अंडरस्टैंड योर इमोशंस वेरी वेल, वेरी गुड. अकॉर्डिंगली यू कैन मैनेज योर सेल्फ एंड योर स्टाफ. बट इफ यू अंडरस्टैंड योर स्टाफ्स इमोशन एज वेल, then you will efficiently administer your office and as well as your district. When you understand the emotions of your people of your district, then you will effectively manage your district. जब आप अपने ही district के लोगों के भी emotions को अच्छे से समझ सकोगे, तब आप ज़्यादा better decisions ले पाओगे. That is emotional intelligence which a leader should have, right? Now the next topic is civil services values and ethics in public administration. Now first of all let us understand what is administration. Administration का मतलब क्या होता है ये समझते हैं. Administration is the executive branch of government which essentially deals with the machinery and procedures of government as these are used in the effective performance of government activities. Administration क्या है? वो procedures, वो machinery, वो decisions जो कि आपके government की activities को perform करने में help करती हैं उसे हम administration कहते हैं, right? And what is public? Public means government, right? So what do you mean by public administration? It is an activity which encompasses each and every aspect of human life, right? The effectiveness of public administration depends on understanding and cooperation between citizens as well as public servants. Now ताली एक हाथ से नहीं बजती. You cannot clap with one hand, right? So two people are required or two hands are required for clapping. Two people are required to run a relationship. Similarly, two people, two sides are required for running the, car of administration, and these two sides are citizens and public servants, right? So public administration is that species of administration which operates within a specific political setting. हमारे डेमोक्रेसी में जिस इफेक्टिवनेस के साथ, जिस कोऑपरेटिव एफर्ट के साथ हम एक सिंगल गोल जो है हमारी कंट्री का उसको अचीव करते हैं उसे हम पब्लिक एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन कहते हैं. सो इन पब्लिक एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन नॉट ओनली द administrator is important, but also the citizens are also important, because what is the use of an administrator who cannot make the citizens अवेयर ऑफ देयर ड्यूटीज. मान लो आप एक IAS ऑफिसर हो भी, तब भी आप एडमिनिस्टर तब तक नहीं कर सकोगे जब तक सिटीजन्स आपके साथ कोऑपरेट ना करें. सो फॉर यू टू एडमिनिस्टर योर डिस्ट्रिक्ट प्रॉपरली यू नीड सिटीजन्स टू कोऑपरेट विद यू. विदाउट द कोऑपरेशन ऑफ द सिटीजन यू विल नॉट बी एबल टू हैंडल अ डिस्ट्रिक्ट और मैनेज अ डिस्ट्रिक्ट, राइट? सो पब्लिक एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन यू कैन से it is a vehicle which runs on the two tires. One tire is citizen, second is public servants, right? So what are the characteristics of public administration? First of all, as a public administrator, as an IAS officer, as a bureaucrat, you will be a part of executive branch of government. आपको पता है ना कि सभी ministers और IAS, IPS, IRS ये सभी civil servants ये सब executive में आते हैं. Executive why? Because you execute the decisions, you execute the laws, you execute the policies. आप क्या करते हो? Finally policies को ही तो execute करते हो, right? तो इसलिए आप executive का part हो, right? And in a better way, if you are executing the policies and the welfare schemes, etc., the more efficient will be the society. Now, public administration is politically neutral. Always remember, an IAS officer is never sides with a political party. An IPS, IRS officer, a civil servant never takes a side of a political party because he or she is always politically neutral. Why? Because your duty is to execute. Your duty is to think of the welfare of the citizens, right? That is why you have to be neutral in order to work for the well-being of the society. And public administration carries out public policies. It executes, implements the public policies. It is related with the activities of the state. It is committed and dedicated for the well-being of the people, right? And as an IAS officer or IRS or IPS officer, as a civil servant, you will realize or fulfill the aspiration of the public. Okay, so public administration is a complex, diverse and exciting discipline involving theories, paradigms and practices. Clear? Now coming towards ethics in public administration. अब समझते हैं ethics का role public administration में क्या रहता है. Now over here you can understand first role is that public interest is always above self-interest. In public administration, how can you implement ethics? By keeping public's interest at the superiority, at the superior junction, as the priority. So your priority as a civil servant should be to fulfill public interest. आपके खुद के interest से पहले public का interest होना चाहिए. You should oppose all forms of discrimination and harassment which is meted out to the public. You should perform your duty honestly. You should never compromise with your duty because of your personal gain or corruption. And also, over and above performing the duties for the welfare of the society, you should also respect the constitution and law. So your activities or your duties should be performed within the boundary of law and constitution. आपकी duties हमेशा law के अंतर्गत होनी चाहिए. Law से बाहर आपको कोई काम नहीं करना है. And you should also protect public's right to know. Public has the right to know about the working of the government, right? So you should protect their right to information. You should also involve citizens in the decision making policy, because ultimately the decision that you are making is for the betterment of the citizens only. So you should involve them as well while you are making the decisions. Now, what is corruption? Corruption is often seen in public administration. So when we study public administration, we also have to study corruption. What is corruption? Corruption is the consequence of nexus between bureaucracy, this is bureaucracy, politics and criminals. ये एक तरीके का जाल है ब्यूरोक्रेसी, पॉलिटिक्स और क्रिमिनल्स के बीच का. What is corruption? In easier words, corruption is the misuse of public power for private gain, right? And करप्शन, व्हाट आर द कॉजेज ऑफ दिस करप्शन? जब आप अपने पब्लिक पावर को अपने प्राइवेट गेन के लिए यूज करते हो, उसका गलत यूज करते हो, उसे आप करप्शन कहते हैं. एंड व्हाट कॉजेज करप्शन? अनहेल्दी कंपटीशन, वेयर देयर इज लैक ऑफ अकाउंटेबिलिटी, लैक ऑफ पावर गिवन टू जुडिशियल सिस्टम, लैक ऑफ ट्रांसपेरेंसी इन डील्स, lack of fundamental right awareness in people, lack of strict and fast punishments, low pay scale and wages. All these are the causes of the corruption because of which corruption takes place. And there are two facets to corruption. Corruption के भी दो parts होते हैं, दो तरीके के corruption है. First is when the individual is corrupt. एक टाइप का corruption होता है जहाँ individual का nature ही corrupt है. Second is when the institution as a whole is highly corrupt. राइट जब पूरा इंस्टीट्यूशन ही करप्ट होता है, पूरा मिनिस्ट्री ही करप्ट होती है. और दूसरा फेस होता है करप्शन का जब एक पर्टिकुलर इंसान करप्ट होता है. राइट, दीज आर दी टू फैसेट्स ऑफ करप्शन. Now, what are the philosophies of public interest? There are four types of philosophies. First is intuitionist philosophy, second perfectionism, third utilitarianism, fourth theory of justice. So what is intuitionist philosophy? It seeks to justify existing practices by pointing out that in conflicting situations, administrator chooses an alternative by intuition, right? In other words, what the administrator actually does is an intuitionist solution which seems to him the right course of action under given circumstances. For example, आपके सामने कोई ऐसी situation आ जाती है जहां आप दुविधा में पड़ जाते हो, तो इस केस में आप अपने intuition के basis पे आप decision लेते हो. That is intuitionist philosophy. आप अपने अंदर से जो आवाज आती है, right आवाज जो आ रही होती है, उसके दम पे decision लेते हो. Second is perfectionism. The administrator views public interest from the standpoint of promotion of excellence in all spheres of social activities. So public resource should be spent in such a way that the best members of the society benefit most from the expenditure. So basically when we talk about perfectionism, it favors excellence at the expense of social quality, right? So perfectionism is a little negative. Now when coming towards utilitarianism, according to utilitarian philosophy, public interest is served when a public policy makes as many as possible better off, even though it may render a few worse off. So public interest here is judged by the augmentation of the net balance of social satisfaction, that is utilitarianism. And what is theory of justice? This theory was propounded by, इस theory की रचना किसने की थी? John Rawls ने. He propounded this theory, and Rawls suggested two basic principles of justice to test public interest. First principle is that each person is to have an equal right to the most extensive basic liberty compatible with a similar liberty for others. And the other principle is that public policies are reasonably expected to be to everyone's advantage, and public position and offices are open to all. Okay. So these are the four philosophies of public interest. Now the next topic is non-partisanship. So what is non-partisanship? Non-partisanship means when you are free from party affiliation, when you do not, get inclined towards one party. आप दोनों ही पार्टी से मुक्त हो, आप किसी की तरफ झुके नहीं हुए हो, right? किसी के अंडर प्रेशराइज्ड नहीं हो. When you are free from any party bias towards any particular group or political party, that is known as non-partisanship. It is used in context of public administration or civil services. So as you know that as a civil servant you are neutral. So you are a non-partisan. It requires an official to deliver impartial, objective and unprejudiced service to the government of the country. That means you are not showing any preference or loyalty towards any particular party. Okay, so non-partisanship in governance. First of all, it is the foundational value of civil service. As a civil servant, you ought to be neutral in your approach, right? Secondly, civil servants, while they are in job, they serve numerous government, so they are likely to give advice to government of different political parties. So that is why non-partisanship is very important, because if you are inclined towards a particular party and the next day that party falls down and a new party comes in power, then if you are not non-partisan, आप अगर नॉन पार्टीशनशिप को फॉलो नहीं करते, then you will be stuck, you will be very confused how to advise the new government. So in such a scenario, it becomes imperative that the advice the civil servants give to the ministers is free from any political opinion, or it is free from any public opinion. Okay, it is neutral. So non-partisanship, here administration must be passionate just about the service, and the administration should be dispassionate about profile of people it is serving, right? तो होता क्या है कि जब आप नॉन पार्टीशनशिप को फॉलो करते हो, व्हेन यू फॉलो नॉन पार्टीशनशिप, व्हाट यू डू, आप करते क्या हो, यू बेसिकली आर नॉट इंक्लाइंड टुवर्ड्स द पोजीशन ऑफ द मिनिस्टर, यू जस्ट आर इंक्लाइंड टुवर्ड्स fulfilling your own duty, for that means living a life for the welfare of the public or society. Okay, so that is non-partisanship. For example, former President APJ Abdul Kalam, after being the president also, he was not inclined towards any party. Former President KR Narayan. These are the best examples of non-partisanship. So I hope you enjoyed today's class. अगर आपको आज की क्लास अच्छी लगी हो, if you really enjoyed it, then what you have to do, you have to share this video with the other aspirants. You have to subscribe to this channel and also press the bell icon to never miss an update, and also like this video. Thank you and have a beautiful day ahead.